There's a lot of people in your life, they will see you saying, "Oh, is there anything I can do?" And how many times people said that to me, and I didn't even know how to answer that question.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
know how to answer that now. You can bring joy to my life.
Mm, mm.
You know what? If that's a phone call, I would love that. But let me tell you something.
Yes.
You are my ticket to be able to remember to laugh,
Mm.
to have fun with. What if the best chapter of your life hasn't even begun yet? What lies within you is the power to live brighter, bolder, and truer than ever before. So, welcome to Vivatude, where caregiving, connections, and career come into balance, and where your vitality, vision, and voice shines through. Because the revolution isn't out there, it's already within you. Welcome to Vivatude.
Welcome back to Vivatude. This is Kate Phillips, and I'm here with Suzanne Newman, and we are talking about not only our new channel here of Vivatude, but we are here to serve sandwich generation women in their 40s,
Mhm.
50s, and 60s who are oftentimes still looking out for their kids while advocating for their parents. And Suzanne has shared her story. We have looked at some of the statistics about especially the challenges to finances and career that caregivers can undergo. And I'm asking Suzanne to share some of her top tips for people who are caregivers, or as Suzanne likes to say, and I love this word, advocates.
hmm hmm Well, yeah, I have three tips, and number one, I learned the hard way for all of this stuff. So I'm telling my listeners right now, right here, if you're listening to these, I did everything the wrong way. I was a poster child for because I ran it by the seat of my pants. So, number one, if you are the advocate for a loved one, especially if you're a power of attorney, which oftentimes the caregiver is the power of attorney, you're going to be involved in financial issues, whether it's going to the grocery store, whether it is, having to pay a copay for a prescription at the pharmacy, anything like that. I used to basically have my mother's credit card. I would go pay for stuff on her credit card, but then what would happen is I would pay myself back. Mom would pay me money back, and I didn't have a paper trail to that. So what happened
Mm.
is when she ran out of money, they did a 5-year look back, and there's all these payments going to Suzanne.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
Now, that unless because I did not have receipts from every single transaction, I could not do that. So, number one tip, get a debit card that is specifically for caregiving, that is in
Mm,
your parents' name.
mm.
You use that and have so much money per month transferred over to that card. I will tell you right now, if you start bringing money over to you and your parent for any reason, and we don't know what those crossroads are. So that's number one. My biggest piece of advice, number one, is
That's
absolutely
fantastic.
track finances separately. Always, always,
Mm.
always. If you have to fill your card to take your mom to the gas station, use that debit card. The thing that is really important is then you have a paper trail for everyone, everything. So that's number one. Okay. Number
So
two
important.
tip. Um, Number two tip is inform your employer early on what's going on with your family. If you
Mm.
are the caregiver, if you are trying to deal with things, with a senior loved one or anyone, any loved one that you're caring for, it's vitally important that you notify your employer and also your HR department that these are situations that I'm dealing with.
Mm.
Obviously, one of the things that's great is a lot of employee assistance programs. They have coaching and counseling for you
Mm.
within your employer if you work for a large organization. So there's a lot of things like that. They also have, in many cases, like call centers where you can call and get resources and information like that. But the other thing that you also have a right to is family medical leave. If your
Mm.
parent is in a hospital, if you're in a situation where you have to care for someone, you are legally entitled to take time off from work. And
Oh,
that is
that's
something that
so
is
good to
is
know.
so important that people don't necessarily understand. And I think that's the thing. Um, Number three, don't give up your life. And I will
Mm,
say that in all fairness, because I did. I totally lost
mhm,
my circle of friends because I withdrew from everyone. So let me tell you something about friends, about girlfriends, or like I have a circle
mm,
of friends. Let me tell you something that there's a lot of people in your life, they will see you saying, "Oh, is there anything I can do?" And how many times people said that to me, and I didn't even know how to answer that question.
mhm,
I
mhm.
know how to answer that now.
Oh.
You know what you can do, dear friend? You can bring joy to my life.
Mm, mm.
You know what? If that's a phone call, I would love that. But let me tell you something.
Yes.
You are my ticket to be able to remember to laugh,
Mm,
to have fun with. And had I known back then that I could have a girlfriend that would, let's make a date on the calendar that once a month, two girlfriends can, one will go sit with mom and the other one will go to lunch, and then they'll switch every month. I know family
yes.
members right now that they started this program called the Joy Patrol. And that's exactly, two sisters do that with the third sister that's home
I
taking care of dad. And they
I
do
love it.
things together. So those are the things that are most important.
I love it. And we will be right back with more with Suzanne on Vivitude.
And thanks for listening to Vivitude. 4 hosts, one each week. We help you revivitude your next chapter because purpose, passion, and prosperity isn't out there. They're already within you. Brighter, bolder, truer. Vivitude.